Hey everybody, welcome back to Copperhead Unlimited. We sure appreciate you taking time out of your day to tune in and listen to us jawing back and forth. I'm joined by my good buddy Branson Peak again from Northwest Pennsylvania. We're just going to kind of run through our goals, our plans, our hopes for 2024, kind of what we're going to try to bring you on the channel. And hopefully, we'll be bringing you some regular content. That's the plan. And just want to say hi to Branson. And how's it going, my friend?
Good. How you go?
Doing good, buddy. Just trying to get through this kind of little bit of a lull here in February in Western
Mhm.
Pennsylvania. But we got some exciting stuff on the board. But what do you got going on? You've been going to any shows or buying any new gear?
Went to one show. Wasn't too great, but buying any new gear. Oh man, my cart is stacked. Haven't bought too much yet. Got a new Drake blind bag, which I'm very pleased with. It's very well made and very pleased with the Drake product so far. I got that and I got the game strap, which obviously I haven't got to use yet, but it's very well made and I like that a lot. But that blind bag, very nice, a lot of room, tons of waterproof pockets. So if anyone is looking for a new blind bag, I'd definitely check out Drake. It's a very nice blind bag, like I said, very well made.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of missed the boat on that first sale. I got
Mm-hmm.
that I got that new blind for us on their sale, which we have a video of doing a review on.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of drug my feet and didn't get the blind bag, and you ended up bringing it to when we did some filming a couple weeks ago. And man, that thing is nice,
Mm-hmm.
waterproof all around. It's got inside pockets that are zipper with waterproof zippers, and yeah, thankfully the second sale came back around and I was able to get it for the same price. So definitely looking forward to getting that and not having to dry my blind bag out every time I come back from hunting waterfowl.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's I got my blind bag from Cabela's. And I like to cheap out a little bit. So I got my blind bag from Cabela's, used it once, and the thing was waterlogged. Like, all right, time to get a new one.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it gets old when you come back from a hunt. It's like the less stuff you have to deal with hanging up and getting dried
Mm-hmm.
out, the better. No question. So we're looking down the pike here. We're going to be jumping into spring before long. We're going to blink and
Mm-hmm.
kind of walk us through what you're thinking, what we're going to get into here over the next couple of months.
Next couple of months to start perch fishing. Perch will be coming up around the end of this month, beginning of March. Um, that's when the spawning starts, the big bites start. I go every year, beginning of spring, towards beginning of spring, and always pull out a ton of perch. It's probably my favorite fish to eat. So that and crappie, love them.
Yeah.
Walleye, but definitely gonna get into perch here in a few weeks. Like I said, up there on Pontooming, man, the bite early spring, so good. You'll be pulling them out like crazy.
Now, what's the dates on that? When's that going to start kicking off?
Um, it just depends when the weather kind of starts to break. It doesn't get real warm, but starts to warm up a little bit. It's not like this 10 degrees. You're getting 5, 8, 10 inches of snow.
Right.
So end of February, beginning of March is usually when I'll go out. There is a few times it was more towards the middle of March that we had to go out because you got the late snow and stuff, and then you'll still have the late snows in March. Maybe one in April. You know how it goes up here,
Yeah.
but usually around the beginning of March, middle of March is when we'll get into that. Um, you know, and depends. You were talking in the last episode about possibly getting a boat, and if that happens, we can boat Pontoon and go find the logs and stuff and figure out where the crappie are on, and maybe pulling some crappie in the next few weeks too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I ran that idea by my wife and she said, "Do you remember the last thing you told me from the last boat that we had?" I said, "Yes." She said, "The two best days you own a boat are the day you get it and the day you get rid of it." But
Hmm.
I had two girls that I raised and put two in college now, and everything was kind of put on the back burner. But I got an opportunity to make a trade. I actually picked up a Polaris Ranger off of a friend that it's not running great, but a guy that he did work for owed him some money. So I just gave him the cash for what he was owed for the Polaris, which was next to nothing. And there's a guy selling he had it listed at $5,000. It's a bash tracker. It's an older model, but it's all aluminum. I mean, anybody that knows those aluminum John boat slash bass boats, there's really nothing that can go wrong with them. Maybe a loose rivet here and there, but that can be fixed real simple. It's
Mm-hmm.
got a big 70 horse Mercury on it, which is probably too big for that boat, but you'll like it because you're in your 20s. But my
Yeah.
old ass, I'll, I'll have to watch how I get on the throttle. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm actually supposed to go pick that up this Thursday, so it's looking like it's going to happen. And we're going to be getting into the fish. We can waterfowl hunt of it. Hell, we can even get into some of those back coves of some of these lakes around here and chase some whitetails too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, first is fishing, and then turkey season May. You know, I mean, like I said, I haven't in the last episode, I haven't turkey hunted in probably 4 years, but it's nothing like with you, it's nothing great to you. It's nothing really too great to me, you know. It's not really a challenge, so but
Yeah,
I like hunting, fishing, anything, you know.
right.
As long as I can get out there, you know, see at least see something, get something, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, turkey coming up in May, and then just the whole summer fishing. Not really too much going on in the summer, and then
getting the duck
hopefully,
boat ready.
yep, get the duck boat ready. Then it'll be archery season or waterfowl season first.
I think
I
down
forget.
here, if we do those hunts in the suburbs like you came down and did with me last month, that opens up
Mm-hmm.
middle of September. So it's pretty
Okay.
close. It's pretty close. But we're probably going to go to Ohio or Maryland for the early teal season. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll be getting into some kind of waterfowl early for sure.
Yep. Definitely excited for that. For some teal. Oh, always wanted to hunt them, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. Yep, that's I got to brush up on my wood duck calls and my teal calling. I've got the mallard stuff down decent. I mean, as you know, I'm not the world's greatest caller, but I've got the mallard calls down pretty good. But I need to brush up on my wood duck and teal calls for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so getting back to turkeys, like you said, I mean, man, I always tell everybody I wish I could kill mature bucks like I kill mature toms. And I don't want to disrespect them because they're smart birds and obviously they've survived for a long time and evolved with a lot of predators in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, and it might just be like some of those guys we know that just tag out on mature bucks every year after year after year. They just for whatever reason it works out for them, whether it's hard work or they have the right spots. But man, in the suburbs down here in Southwest Pennsylvania around me, it just seems like I don't want to say it's not difficult because I do put in the time. I scout, I roost them, I see where they're at. I'm putting on a lot of miles on the boot leather. So there is work involved, but it's just like when you hit it right, especially opening day, because Pennsylvania season is so late. Geez, they open so late. I wish they'd give us a couple more weeks, but you get those birds early, fired up in the season, you know, it's not extremely difficult to call a 3-year-old bird in and get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just, I mean, like I said, you got to do all that scouting for a mature buck. You got to do all that scouting for ducks, And with turkey, it's obviously not a cakewalk, but it's definitely a lot easier because there's so many of them around.
Right.
Like on my trail cams, I'll have out for buck. I'll check them and I'll have 30, 40 turkey on there sometimes, and I'll
Yeah.
see turkey all the time. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And it's probably a little bit different here too. Uh, in the big woods, especially on state land, they probably get a lot more pressure. Here, I
Mm-hmm.
think they're a lot more used to humans and seeing humans come and go, and maybe they're just not as wary. I don't know what it is, or maybe I'm just lucky. But it seems like a lot of my friends in this area are pretty consistent at killing turkeys like me. So who knows? I'm not going to complain. It's fun. I love doing it when I'm doing it. But unlike waterfowl and deer hunting, I don't really ever think about turkey hunting until it's time to go. So,
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Like I said, like you said, you like turkey hunting. I like turkey hunting, but I like waterfowl is probably my favorite hunt because, you got to do all the scouting. It's just all fun to me. You got to scout. And then when you actually find the birds, you're like, oh, what I mean? You're all excited. It's just the constant, go, 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 scout new spots, find new spots, hunting different spots, because if you hunt one spot, 99% of the time they ain't going to come back to that spot, So you got to
yeah.
keep scouting. You got to find new spots. You got to find where the birds move to, where they're feeding at, where they're loafing at. So just the whole waterfowl hunt, it's all exciting to me. So
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, with the action, constant action with waterfowl hunting, sometimes you get in a rut when you're hunting deer or you're by yourself. It gets kind of boring. It gets kind of lonely. It's a completely different situation for waterfowl hunting. You get to get in the blind with your buddies. You get to talk. You can take a Coleman stove and cook some food, drink some coffee or energy drinks in your situation. Uh,
yeah,
but it's a nice change of pace because, you're not just like sitting there waiting for something to happen by yourself, completely silent. I can't move. I got to be careful. So that's a really nice change for me. And I didn't grow up waterfowl hunting. I was really lucky about 25 years ago or so. Friends of mine local that I met that were big deer hunters, they kept pulling my strings like, "Hey, you got to come waterfowl hunt sometime with us." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd rather be in a tree stand in November, blah blah blah." And then finally they convinced me to go, and it was like I was hooked immediately. And unfortunately, they've gotten really busy with kids and different things going on in their lives. So the waterfowl kind of took a back seat. I tried to go by myself a few times, but one, especially late season, you're going in the freezing cold water by yourself, going up creeks with on the kayak and things like that. It's not the smartest thing to do by yourself. And my wife kind of worried about that. So I kind of put that on the back burner, and our mutual love of waterfowl hunting kind of brought us together, and we got a couple hunts in this year, and I'm really looking forward to keeping that going this year.
yeah, definitely. Like you said, one person waterfowl hunting it can and probably will be very dangerous, because you're hunting water, you're hunting big lakes, you're hunting frozen water, freezing cold water. And if something happens, you don't have a second person there to help you or call or anything, So
Yeah.
for waterfowl, you definitely want two people at least to go, with deer hunting. I mean, it depends if you're hunting, public land, you got to do a lot of walking. You probably should hunt with two people, because that's a lot of walking, a lot of stuff could happen in between that. But with waterfowl, absolutely, you definitely want to have two people,
Yeah.
at least.
It's a good point. Well, yeah, man, I'm fired up about this channel. We're gonna bring kind of a unique side of things. I've got, what am I pushing here? I'm gonna be 50 this year. You're a lot younger than me, so we're gonna have two
Mhm.
different perspectives. Uh, it's
Yep.
gonna be kind of cool to bring the viewers, kind of in their 20s. They can kind of relate to you and see what you got going on, and then maybe some of the old farts like me will tune in and like what I'm having to say and do or whatever. But I'm really looking forward to kicking this off and bringing some cool content.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, a lot of fishing, a lot of hunting to do this year. Um, obviously it's hard, like you said, family time, kids and stuff, but we definitely shouldn't have any problem put out some good content, a lot of content and a lot of good hunts.
Yeah. So have you ever done any out of state hunting?
Um, Once or twice, I haven't really, went like anywhere far. You just went to Texas was that last month or 2 months ago?
December. December. Yep.
Yeah. So you went to Texas December. I've never went that far, but I've hunted Ohio a few years ago and West Virginia a few years ago. But other than that, I never really went on any, like Texas hunts, Midwest hunts, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're going to change that for you, though. I mean, you've got some experience in Ohio and West Virginia.
Mhm.
Maryland's not far. The waterfowl hunting down there is supposed to be really cool. So
Mhm.
that's not too far away where we can get a weekend hunt in and not piss the families off too bad. So we'll give that a
Yeah,
shot. And yeah, just looking forward to bringing as much as we can to the channel, and hopefully somebody will find some value and some entertainment in it, and we'll keep it going.
absolutely.
All right, my friend. Well, I think that's going to be it unless you have any final thoughts.
Nope, that basically sums it up for me. Like I said, just excited for all the fishing and hunting to do, good content to come out. So, yeah,
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Check back often. We're going to try to keep the content flowing here and look forward to interacting with you.